Hi, this is Rick Osmond for InvestComics TV, and today I'm here with Martin Pierro of Cosmic Times. How you doing, Martin?
Pretty good, Rick. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. The purpose of this one is to talk about your T-shirt, basically, or at least what's on your T-shirt, which is your new storyline, Sold. You want
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that, and what it is, and where it's going to premiere, and all that junk.
All right. Well, Sold is a science fiction story, kind of in the same vein of Firefly or Star Wars, where the crew of a space freighter discovers a mystery out on the edge of known space, which kind of pretty much transcends the barriers between life and death. And it becomes kind of a mystery, science fiction, almost a horror story at some point. It was actually written by a fellow named Christopher Faulkner, who I met at, I think it was Mini MegaCon, I guess about a year ago. And he pitched me the story idea, and I thought it was a really great concept. And for the last year, we've been working on it. And we got together our art team maybe about 6 months ago of Zach Bassett and James Wynot. And the book's set to premiere at MegaCon this year in Orlando, Florida in March.
Cool. Now, you've also chosen to give us a little sneak peek, and I got to confess, I've already peeked.
Right.
It's on InvestComics.com. It's 5 pages or so, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's part color, part monochrome. It's kind of a subdued, not monochrome, but kind of subdued, and it has a dark feel at first. The story actually lends itself to, like I said before, kind of a horror feel to it. So those first 5 pages has the character of Adana sneaking through the bowels of the ship, and she uncovers kind of the first peg in the mystery that kind of unfolds over the 5-issue miniseries. So the coloring was done by a guy named Kevin Zegler. We really kind of did a mood, like I say, a mood feel for the inside the ship, kind of a dark, almost like Aliens or Alien. Yep. That's kind of what I noticed. And the one of the characters that you develop in 5 pages is actually a handheld computer.
Yes, sir. That when Chris pitched me the idea, that was one of the main characters he pitched with. And when we were developing the book, that was we had a concept artist work on early concepts for the story while we were still, editing the scripts, and that was one of the characters he really wanted to focus on, was that handheld computer, which, it's not quite your R2-D2 or C-3PO, but it becomes a major player throughout the entire 5 issues.
Right. Now, what I didn't find in the 5 pages was how this computer senses its surroundings. I'm sure that'll be further developed in the story, but
yes, sir.
It apparently was able to, I'm not giving anything away because it's up on InvestComics. It was able to sense a hidden compartment and a secret elevator and.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, that was one of the issues I had when doing selecting the 5 pages for InvestComics, was that trying to pick 5 sequential pages that didn't give too much of the story away. Because every time I'd pick 5 pages, there was always one page in there which just revealed a little too much that I kind of want people to wait to read the book to discover. Right.
And I'm looking forward to that, by the way. And, of course, the main character, which there's only 2 characters other than the ship itself, I guess you could consider a character. But the 2 characters are developed in those 5 pages are, of course, a young lady or teenage girl, I'm guessing, because that never comes out in those pages, and this computer. Mm-hmm. And she's kind of exploring things and makes a discovery that you don't actually reveal, other than
that was the thing.
On her face.
we had to decide to cut that's why we counted the cover as one of the preview pages, because we had to cut it right there to keep from revealing what she finds in that secret compartment. Like I said, is a major plot point that runs throughout the whole miniseries, and we kind of wanted to just hold that one back. And as far as the characters of Adana and Nimrod, the handheld computer, those are sort of the audience for the story. That we follow her through the story. It really follows the crew of the space freighter Another Man's Trash is the name of the freighter, and it follows that crew, and she's kind of the everyman, almost, the X-Men had Kitty Pryde back in the day. She's kind of the Kitty Pryde of the story that the audience follows through the pretty much the crazy happenings that unfold.
Well, and then one of the graphics is a green-skinned being that's kind of humanoid, but may or may not be human, and no further explanation.
No, that's kind of our teaser image we had out for about 6 months now, and that's we're gonna just keep quiet on what that actually is for now.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll pry it out of you. But we're gonna take just a little bitty break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about Sold and a couple of other properties you have going. So stick with us.
Greetings, Earthlings. I am for the planet Zorton. Watch my friends, Dennis, Crenshaw, and Rick Osman, unraveling the secrets, right here on the Soup Media Network each Saturday at midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific, and each Sunday, at noon Eastern. They will bring you interesting guests and information from all over, above, or inside your pathetic little planet. Oh my. I've misplaced my tinfoil derby.
Okay. And we're back here on InvestComics TV with Martin Pierro of Cosmic Times. And Martin, you, in addition to Sold, you also have a couple other properties out there on the market, one of them being Arthur the Legend Continues, and the other one is called Decisions. Tell me a little bit about Arthur and how you came up with the idea and how it's evolving.
Okay. Well, the high concept pitch for Arthur the Legend Continues really is King Arthur meets Mad Max. The story follows King Arthur's return to England, but this time it's in a post-apocalyptic future. Say that 3 times real fast. And where in this future, mankind has kind of devolved back to where we were in the Dark Ages. And the sword appears, and a village kind of forms around the sword, and this kind of religious cult that follows King Arthur, hoping for his return, is kind of formed up around that sword. And in the story, the village is kind of put in danger, and the town's faith is put to test, whether they believe that King Arthur really will come back and save them. And I guess I can reveal that he does. He comes back and pulls Excalibur again, and fights off the bad guys in that first issue. Then that sets the stage for the rest of the series, which follows, like I said, King Arthur's acclimation to this new world that he doesn't understand. It's technology and science have merged with magic almost, and it's telling some interesting stories. Like I said, we have 3 issues out right now for King Arthur. We're hoping to have at least 3 more out sometime soon. We're working on them, and that's kind of where we are right now with that story. It originally began back when I was fresh out of college. We came up with the idea of the King Arthur meets Mad Max as a television pitch. Actually, we're going to write a whole television pitch around it, and nothing ever came of it. So when I started up Cosmic Times and I needed a book, I kind of just went back through my file cabinet in my head and pulled this concept out and fleshed it out, and I think we got a pretty good book here.
Well, I'll look forward to looking at a couple issues of that. Now, the other one is Decisions, and if I understood you correctly, it kind of wafts back, please pardon this pun, wafts back to Quantum Leap.
It does in a way. The first issue really deals with time, and not so much in the science fiction or scientific way that Quantum Leap dealt with it, but more like almost like a Christmas Carol, the way they kind of travel through time in that story. And it follows there's two stories in the first issue. The first story follows a young girl named Tanya, and she's at a point in her life where she's about to make a major decision. And I would say an entity from her future comes and shows her what the different possible outcomes of this decision will be. And it's at the end of the story, she's left to make the decision on her own with this knowledge of what could happen. And we leave the reader kind of hanging on what the decision will be to the last page. And also there's a second story in the book that follows a young man who's just gotten divorced, and he's considering terminating his own life, committing suicide in essence, and he's visited as well by somebody from his future. And instead of being taken on a journey and shown the different outcomes, it's more of a heady talky piece where they kind of just talk to each other, and it really explores the emotions of someone who's on the edge. And that's our first issue. It was drawn by Zach Bassett, who's also handling the art chores on Sold. I actually met him for that project of Decisions. And we have a second issue that's been written, and as soon as Zach gets a break from working on Sold, he's going to jump back over and turn that book out.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, now I have one more question, which is hitting a little closer to home for me and for InvestComics TV. Why did you choose to premiere Sold on InvestComics TV?
Well, I decided I would, I wanted to, when I first premiered the first 5 pages, I don't even have them on my site right now. I wanted to do it on a news site, and I've had a good relationship with InvestComics. I really like the site, and I thought this was where I want to call home for Sold, where it's going to premiere, because I haven't released them to any other sites yet. So it's like I said, it's an exclusive for InvestComics for now, and I just really like the site. I like the way it's set up, and I know the site's run by Jay Katz. He's a great guy. I've met him a few times at some shows, and that's pretty much why I chose the site, because it's a good site with good people who run it.
Well, appreciate that. And we'll find a T-shirt for you for that statement. Anyway, we also hope that if you have more properties premiering in the future, you'll consider doing this again. And,
oh, sure.
I'm absolutely confident Jay will be happy to work with you on that. Now, for those of us who wish to meet up with you at MegaCon, do you have a booth number yet?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's on my site, cosmictimes.net. I'm not 100%, can't recall at the top of my head. They've actually separated the independent press and the artist alley this year, so we're actually on the far wall, all the independent press. So just come to the independent press section, you'll find us. I believe they're calling it the red section. We're going to be there with our books for sale, and also our entire art team from Sold, Zach and James, are going to be in the artist alley section, in the orange section, and we're going to be giving away a lithograph that's been exclusively created for MegaCon, and you buy the book, pick up the lithograph, and James and Zach will be happy to sign it for you in Artist Alley.
Wow, cool. Okay, well, we'll look forward to meeting up with you there, and thank you for being on InvestComics TV, Martin.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Discount Comic Book Service, where you can save 40 to 75% off on new comics, collected editions, graphic novels, action figures, statues, and other one-of-a-kind items from DC, Marvel, Image, Dark Horse, Boom Studios, Top Cow, Dynamite, and many, many more. Go to www.dcbservice.com for easy ordering and fast delivery. Or you can visit our brick-and-mortar location at 10202-C Coldwater Road in Fort Wayne, Indiana. DCBS. Welcome home.